Having a loyal dog by your side is one of the greatest joys in life, but it does come with its own set of challenges that we don't always consider. When you're the person your dog looks up to most, it means they crave a lot of personal time and attention from you to feel truly content. And if you're not able to give them that, they can quickly start feeling ignored or neglected. But how much attention is enough? Well, there's no one-size-fits-all answer. It really depends on the dog. That's why it's important to know what to look out for. If you've ever wondered whether you're meeting your dog's needs, check for these 10 signs that might suggest they feel left out or forgotten. Sign 1. Whisker signals. While cats might get all the attention for their whiskers, dogs have them too. And they're more than just decoration. Those little hairs actually play a role in showing what your dog is feeling. When your dog's whiskers are relaxed, it's a pretty good sign that they're calm and comfortable. If they're extra happy and trying to get your attention, you might even see those whiskers lift up slightly, making their eyes look big and irresistibly cute. But things change when they're feeling anxious or unsure. They might push those whiskers out and away, almost like they're trying to hide behind them or point out a threat. So if you notice your dog flaring their whiskers more often than usual, it could mean they're feeling a bit neglected or worried. Dogs naturally count on their humans to keep them safe, so if they sense you're not around as much or as attentive as they'd like, they could become more cautious and alert to everything around them. Sign 2. Destructive chewing. Chewing is a pretty normal behavior for dogs. After all, that's why there's an entire market dedicated to chew toys. It's great for keeping their teeth clean and their jaws strong. However, not all chewing is created equal. When a dog feels ignored or neglected, that natural urge can turn into something more troublesome. You might start finding your shoes, furniture, legs, or pretty much anything within reach becoming their new chew targets. Or maybe their toys are getting destroyed faster than usual, shredded down to pieces in no time. At this point, it's less about healthy jaw exercise and more about dealing with their boredom and frustration. Think of it like when a person taps their foot, cracks their knuckles, or fidgets when they've got nothing to do. Your dog is doing the canine version of that. They're looking for an outlet to release all that pent-up nervous energy, and unfortunately, your belongings might end up being the victims. Sign 3. Excessive barking. Barking is a natural part of any dog's life, and they have a whole range of reasons for it. Maybe they're warding off intruders like the mailman, squirrels, or that pesky neighbor's cat. Or they might be barking out of pure excitement when you walk through the door after a long day. Sometimes they're just barking because they feel like it. It's in their nature. But barking isn't always just noise. It can also be a cry for help. Remember, your dog's ancestors, the wolves, used howls and barks to stay in touch with their pack, especially when they were separated. For your dog, excessive barking or even howling could be their way of signaling distress. When a dog feels abandoned or left alone for too long, they might start to bark and howl more than usual, almost like they're trying to call you back home, letting you know they're lonely and in need of some attention. Sign 4. Accidents indoors. Potty training is usually one of the first things every dog owner focuses on when they bring a new puppy home, and for good reason. But sometimes, even a well-trained dog who has been going outside without any problems for years might suddenly start having accidents indoors. This sudden change can be due to a variety of reasons, including medical issues, so it's always smart to take them to the vet if you notice this happening. However, another big factor can be stress. When dogs are stressed, especially from being left alone for long periods, they might start feeling uneasy about their environment. Their pee and poop contain pheromones. These are unique chemical scents that dogs use to communicate with one another. If they're feeling stressed or anxious, they may feel the need to mark their territory indoors to send a clear signal to any potential intruders, stay away. It's their way of saying, this place is mine, and I'm not comfortable with anyone else coming near it. So if your dog starts having accidents again, it could be a sign they're feeling stressed out or insecure and trying to reclaim their space. Sign 5. Oversleeping. Dogs are natural nappers, often snoozing away for up to 14 hours a day. But here's the thing, most dogs are pretty clever about when they catch those extra Z's. They'll usually plan their naps around when you're out so they can be up, alert, and ready to play as soon as you walk through the door. However, when a dog starts to realize that their human won't be home for a long time, or worse, that even when they are home, there won't be much playtime or attention, they might start to sleep a lot more than usual. This can be a sign of something deeper going on. Just like humans might sleep all day when they're feeling down or hopeless, dogs might use sleep as an escape from the boredom or loneliness they feel. If nothing seems worth waking up for, and sleep feels like a better option than being awake and alone, they'll drift off more often. It's a coping mechanism that shows they're missing out on the joy and connection they need, which isn't a good place to be, whether you're human or a dog. Sign 6. Destructive behavior in high-energy breeds. Many people are drawn to certain dog breeds like Border Collies or German Shepherds because they're captivated by their striking looks or charmed by famous dogs from movies like Fly from Babe or the legendary Rin Tin Tin from old black and white films. But those who bring home one of these energetic dogs without doing their homework soon find out that these breeds come with their own set of demands. Breeds like these are considered working dogs, meaning they've been bred for generations to perform specific tasks alongside humans, herding sheep, guarding property, or tracking. So when such dogs end up in a home where there are no sheep to herd or no intruders to fend off, they still crave that level of engagement and activity. And if they don't get the mental and physical stimulation they need, well, they'll find their own ways to stay busy. You might come home to find the couch shredded, the drywall dug into, or various household items destroyed. It's not that they're being bad, it's their way of saying, I'm bored, I'm restless, and I need more to do. When you see this kind of destruction, it's a red flag that your dog is feeling neglected and in desperate need of more attention and activities to channel all that energy. Sign 7. Excessive jumping. Training a dog not to jump on you when you walk through the door is no easy task. After all, they're often just overflowing with excitement to see you. But jumping isn't always just a happy leap of joy. Sometimes it's your dog's way of saying, hey, notice me from their point of view, especially if they're a smaller breed like a Dachshund. You're towering over them. So jumping up is their way of bridging that height gap to get closer to your face and grab your attention. While this is usually an innocent and endearing gesture, it can turn into something more concerning if it becomes a frequent habit, especially when there's no clear reason for all that enthusiasm. If your dog starts jumping on you more and more, it might be their way of signaling that they're not getting enough attention from you. They're essentially trying to force you to notice them, like a little nudge that turns into a full-on leap. When this behavior escalates, it's often a sign they're feeling overlooked and need more interaction, play, or bonding time to feel secure and loved. Sign 8. Over-friendliness with strangers. It's not uncommon to have a dog that feels nervous around strangers. Everyday activities like going for a walk or visiting the dog park can turn into a challenge if your dog is constantly hiding behind you, whimpering, or raising their hackles and barking. If this sounds familiar, you might find yourself feeling a bit envious of those dog owners whose pups happily greet everyone they meet. But here's something you might not have considered: a dog that is overly eager to interact with strangers could also be signaling that something's not quite right at home. While it's perfectly okay for a dog to be friendly and sociable, their primary attachment should be to their own human. Your dog should see you as their number one, their safe place and trusted companion. If they start showing more interest in other people over you, it could be a sign that they're feeling neglected or disconnected from you. When your dog seeks comfort or attention from strangers rather than turning to you, it's often a red flag that there's an issue in your bond that needs to be addressed. Sign 9. Clingy behavior. When a dog is left alone too often, they might develop an intense need for constant companionship when their human finally returns. You might find them shadowing you from room to room, not even letting you go to the bathroom in peace. They may even feel the need to keep a constant eye on you throughout the day, just to be sure you're not going to disappear again. While it's sweet to have a dog that's attached to you, this clinginess can become overwhelming if it starts to interfere with your daily life and routine. If your dog's need for closeness reaches a point where they can't relax without you in sight, or they seem unable to cope with even the briefest separation, this may be more than just affection. It could be a sign of what's often called Velcro dog syndrome, a condition where a dog develops extreme separation anxiety. In these cases, their need for constant reassurance can indicate that they're feeling insecure or anxious about being left alone and need more stability and assurance in their bond with you. Sign 10. Social withdrawal or aggression. While some dogs become overly clingy when left alone too much, others can swing to the opposite extreme. Dogs are naturally social creatures. They thrive on regular interaction with their humans or other dogs to stay mentally and emotionally balanced. Think about how many people had to relearn social skills after spending extended time in isolation during quarantine. The same thing can happen to your dog. If left alone for too long, they might start forgetting how to behave properly around people. This can manifest in ways like becoming overly fearful of humans, particularly those they don't know well, or reacting with aggression. The lack of regular social contact can make them more anxious or defensive, and in some cases this can escalate to behaviors like growling, snapping, or even biting if they feel threatened or cornered. If these signs are showing up, it's crucial to address the root of the problem and rebuild your dog's confidence in social settings before it becomes a serious issue. And that wraps up this video. If you enjoyed it, we'd really appreciate it if you could give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button to stay updated with our latest content. Thank you so much for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next one.